I was working with a group of grade fives, and we were doing a STEAM day. I usually would bring a bunch of things in to the schools, and I would set them up, and we would work with the kids on all kinds of circuits and Lego creations. And Strawbees was always a table that I had. I called it 3D design, and those were the tools. And then so there was this teacher that had this one student who was autistic, and she didn't speak, she wouldn't speak. She was nonverbal for the most part. She'd say small little things, but she had to trust you big time. So the teacher warned me of this student ahead of time, and I was like, okay. And when I go into classes, I treat everyone the same. I don't know them, right? Or I know a bit of them, but I'm not their everyday teacher. So it's different. So I thought, well, I probably won't connect with this student much, but no problem. So she was kind of figuring out what to do, and she wasn't sure what she wanted to do. And she saw the straws. And I think it was because she reckoned, it was something that she related to. So she went over and she kind of was just looking at it for a while. So I went up to her and I was like, how you doing? Like, I suggested one of the cards to get her going and stuff. And she was, her assistant came up and was like, oh yeah, she'll just do her thing. And I was like, well, she could do more than her thing. Um, so I launched a challenge to her, and it was to build a safe space, because she had a lot of these anxieties and wanted to feel safe. So she spent hours on this because I spent the day, and I didn't want to interrupt her because she was in a flow that was just amazing. And she managed to build this huge structure by herself. Other kids started coming and watching and remarking and asking her questions. And so she made this huge dome that she would be able to sit under. And the teacher pulled me out of the class at the end of the afternoon as we were starting to wrap up, and she was like all emotional and crying. And I was like, what's going on here? Did I say something or do something? And she's like, no, I don't know what you've done to this kid, but I've never seen this kid this way. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. That she was engaging with other students, which she never did, to talk about her thing. And it didn't matter the thing in the end. It was cool. She made. I mean, it was very symmetrical, and she was very precise about it. I think that has a bit of the autism comes out in that. But she was just so proud of something that she had done that other people respected and were in awe over. And it was the first time that she had ever gotten that kind of attention that the teacher had seen, and that's why she was so emotional about. So straws can transform lives. I mean, it can be that simple that the tools that we bring in, we don't know how it's going to affect kids. But every kid finds their way through something that it's common as straws. And I think that it lowers that anxiety of, oh God, microbits and Lego, and even Lego, it's like, oh my God, and robots, and how am I going to deal with all this stuff? You get straws, you give a little prompt, and you get out of the way. And it's really spectacular what you can come up with.